I don't know, man. What the hell are we gonna do for this intro? I'm stuck.
I don't know. I'm stuck as well. We might just get the hire to come up with the ideas.
I bitch.
Are you looking to promote your upcoming or existing open source, closed source, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or Greenlight project for as little as 35 wet stinky cashes? Send us a note at show@linuxgamecast.com for more information. Coming up on this Linux Gamecast Weekly, Strike Suit lands on Steam, Stunt Rally makes with an update, and Megabyte punches us in the face organ. Then we throw the chairs at the latest zombie golf simulator. All this, plus your hate mail. Let's go. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and whatever the hell else we come up with. Joining me every week, Gabe's. Well, no, Gabe doesn't even claim you as his own anymore, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Our
But
editor-in-chief,
I
Master
sprung forth
Sway.
from his head, a la Athena.
And from Portugal, the P-Man, Pedro Mateus.
Oh,
He does
by the way,
sales and the plugin.
say hi to Nori.
More
She-
humans!
Than human. This week, we get a bit of a show. It's not going to be terribly long, but we do have some Strike Suit Z coming out of beta. Interesting little PSA, some talks about the chat room, and Duchesne explodes.
Ooh.
I
Off
hear.
the Duchesne.
But before we get into everything, what's everyone been up to, P-Man?
Yeah, actually, the weekend itself was relatively uneventful. I did land a couple of interviews, which I'm sort of waiting on the results. Other than that, just Linux games.
I was working late all week, and I got voluntold to go to a barbecue, and if I didn't, I got threatened to get fired. So, on the bright side, the steak was good.
Well, things could be worse. The only thing I've cocked around with is working with developing a plugin with the vanilla forum software that we use for chat realm static. And that's been a 50-50 mix of nope and that's stupid and moderately clever. We'll still get on to that. But we do need to introduce that last little member of the show, don't we, J-Man?
Oh, yes, our favorite member of the show,
It is a
Chat
member.
Realm. You.
Make no
The
mistake,
trolliest
it
of
is a
trolls, the creepiest of creeps. If you come here, prepare to lose your skin and get a new pair of skin.
Might you even call it a foreskin?
Yeah.
Well, if you go in there 3 times, then you get the foreskin.
Bingo.
Ooh.
And that's how you do it. But I think we're going to start this off with a little bit of, I don't know, whoring?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, take it off right now. Take it off
Give
and
it
turn
to
right
me.
to linuxgamecast.com/podcast, where we got our sexy, steamy RSS feeds, our sexy Amazon affiliate links, and our naughty, naughty donation buttons.
Oh, they are quite sexy.
And look at all these sexy studs who have been throwing wet, stinky caches at us. Pedro will be sure to give them a nice, long, wet lap dance.
Maybe, but only if they're nice. They have to be
But
really
you can also
nice.
screech on over to Chat Realm Static, our web zone forums type
So
of
say we
thing.
nod.
So
So
say we
say
none.
we none.
Join in the conversation. It's basically the IRC chat room, but in forum incarnation. If you're used to Chat Realm Dynamic, you'll be no stranger to Chat Realm Dynamic. Yeah, Chat Realm Static. Also, youtube.com/LinuxGamecast. Lots and lots of cool, interesting videos there. We got the podcasts, we got the Let's Plays, the LGC players, we got B-Reels, we got how-tos, all sorts of crazy crap. And we even have a Face Butts page that
Because
this clown is going to tell you about.
Yeah, if you're not on Google Plus or if you're not on Twitter and you can't follow us there, there's your Facebook page. Just leave us a like, keep up to date with the LGC crew. Me and Ven, we usually drop a couple of lines there, share our thoughts, some screenshots, all that. Good stuff.
And finally, our second favorite Kiwi, reddit.com/r/Linux_gaming, where we get
Still rocking the ugly stick,
lots of material for the show. So post stuff there, join in the conversation, waste more time of your day. Just go there at work and not work. Just post stuff, upvote. That's how Reddit works. Anyways, we like to educate you chillins. Every single week we come back because there's new interesting stuff that we need to alert you about.
Sometimes a public service announcement.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Then take it.
Well, this one might hurt your brain organ if you're not careful. But no, these guys, I wanted to put this in the feedback, but I wanted to put this also as a PSA, so guess which one I chose. In your face, organ.
Ooh.
Unique Seattle-based indie game incubation program emerges. House of Games, open for submissions. What is this all about? Well, if you're looking to start your indie game company, say you already have one. Let's just pretend. Me, J-Man, and the P-Man. We're working on this game called Sim Dictator, all right?
Takes place in Best Korea, by the way.
Best Korea. Best place to do
That's
it.
under NDA.
But
No, it's not.
here's what you get with this. Each program, if you get in, there's an application process. You get to basically spend a year in Seattle. They're going to pay your room, board, power, all that. You get to talk with people who have been in the industry for a while. Now, there is a bit of a catch. Like we just said, that you know, this mystery sim dictator that we're working on, it doesn't exist, but you would actually need a working demo to submit. They're really going to dig that, and if everything works out, all they ask for in return is a little bit of equity in your company. Now, you might wonder, what's equity? I've never heard of it. Well, that only comes into play if you succeed and decide to sell your company to someone else. Then they get a cut of that. Boom.
Yep.
A little bit of a taste.
J-Man, can you give them that URL out loud for our audio listeners?
houseogames.com.
And also, hello, audio listeners, because you guys have been crushing us from Distro Watch. Good on you, lot.
Seriously, yeah. Start
You
donating.
Watchers.
Pay for our server that you guys are murdering.
So now that we got that all out of our system, I think we probably just close the show down. I think it's good, right? We're good.
I'd say so. Hey, do you smell something a bit off?
Honey, was that you?
Ow,
No.
burn.
No, I think it's that dead horse that we beat every single week for your enjoyment. Our Steam
Linux
Update
of the week. That we totally forgot to make the graphic for.
Totally. Hey, chat realm, get on that. Any artists in the audience, if you want to make a Steam Linux update of the week of us beating a dead horse, go on right
South
ahead.
Park graphic, man.
South Park graphic.
South Park.
It's already there. It's a little bit of editing. No, man. This P-Man, take it away since you're on.
Yeah,
about it.
this is Strike Suit Zero. It's been going, it's had a closed beta going for a couple of months now. Ven was actually in the closed beta. Unfortunately, I was not chosen to be in the closed beta, but ever since it came out of
Pedro,
beta...
do you know how awesome
Yes?
the closed beta was?
Do you know how many times you said beta in that sentence? Beta.
But yeah, It's finally gone gold, and you can play the game. You don't need to belong to certain exclusive groups. And it's a space combat sim, and it's a pretty awesome one at that. They know what they're doing. These guys, even though they're indie, they know their stuff. And I approve of this game. I'm gonna keep playing it.
Yeah, I was seeing some things in your notes. You were talking about they've timed the levels like right up
Yeah,
to your right
the
up to your
levels-
nope switch, right?
Yeah, it right there. It's 25 minutes per mission. The first 10 or so missions, they're like clockwork. 25 minutes. Nice going.
My only thing with the game, I guess I need to buy one of those newfangled controllers you kids are playing with a dual hat thingy, because, as I said, a few weeks back when I was talking about being in the closed beta, flying the ship is completely fine. I did that with a wireless gerbil and keyboard. Everything's solid. Then you get the strike suit, and you're like, oh, see it? Yeah, we're going to need a controller for this.
So Pedro, I've actually been kind of interested in this game. I never bothered to check it out because I wasn't in the beta. Would you say it plays a bit like Zona Enders, or?
Sort of, yes, but it's definitely a more modern take on the genre.
Huh, then I'm probably
It's-
going to have to check that out. I really like Zona
Yeah,
Enders.
it's really stupidly good, and even on my calculator, it ran silky
So-
smooth.
So on my real computer, it should run awesomely. Excellent.
Yep.
Even Ziltoid in the chat realm has been playing it on his new extra wide screen box with his tax returns, and so
Oh yeah, I
Good.
got a tax return too. I was going to drop that on like a pretty big monitor, but that never came.
runs pretty
around.
good. You can pick that up 50% off right now, $9.99, and not
Yep.
trying to
Ooh.
give anything away, but we are giving it away next week for our 1 year
Yeah, indeed.
anniversary. So
Tune in; it's going to be a fun show. But
That's the
when
thing.
there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth and demand lots and lots of personal information from you.
so there's going to be a lot of Christians walking around.
Oh yes, don't you?
Have you heard the
don't
word of the
you bet.
Lord?
Anyways,
No more room in
so
hell? Never heard of it.
they want to get beta testers, and they are asking for your name, your age, location, and time zone, a public link to your public Steam profile, PC specs, a GitHub account, your penis size, your mother's maiden name, your social insurance number, blood type, a list of 5 turn-ons, a list of 5 turn-offs, why you think ducks are suspect, in 300 words or less, and a stool sample.
I hear Pedro
Yeah.
only knows 3 facts about ducks, and they're all wrong.
I know, he...
I know, it's the age of the internet. I'll believe anything I read.
Yep. But I just have to say, like, we were talking about this with Tesla Grad as well. Why do you have these really, really, really stupid, circuitous, jumping through hoops requirements to be a part of a beta? It's a beta. Who the fuck
Yeah.
cares?
Well, I think P-Man's got a bit of insight on this because, apparently you didn't need
I've
to
taken medical exams that didn't ask for half as much info. But I did get into the beta. And
that's
unfortunately for me, it might be a problem on my end. I don't know exactly what's going on. But it crashed. Danger zone. But yeah, for me, it crashes
Pedro?
about 20 seconds in.
Pedro,
Pedro.
Pedro,
Pedro!
Pedro!
Yeah.
Danger zone.
Anyways, yeah, the requirements for getting into the beta of this thing are quite ridiculous for what basically amounts to a download link to a zip file or a Dysera key or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like they're handing them out. Pedro's got one from Shat Realm and Shat Realm Static.
GNU,
Linux-
Linux GNU got one.
Got one as well, so good on both
So
of
did
you.
Ziltoid.
So did Ziltoid, the omniscient. Not so omniscient because he had to make all his information public. But anyways,
Send us some keys. We'll actually test it on good hardware.
yeah,
Call us.
and proper feedback too. It's really important. Anyways, then I heard you're updating it about.
Since I
Dota.
pinked this one out, on a game I completely love and spend my life playing, I could not hope for anything better than a Dota 2 Linux GPU compatibility document built with something, actually, no joke, something that myself, J-Man, and P-Man, we live our lives week by week in Google Docs.
It's
Yep.
pretty good.
But we...
They may be spying on our content, but damn, it's a good cloud app.
Yeah. $10 a month, you can spy on our content as well.
Oh, yeah.
What does this do, this list, what works and what doesn't on the GPU side? Pretty handy, man. I mean, it even goes down to 560 Ti's. Got me some of those. You have the
There's
680.
670, but yeah, it's on there too.
670, all right, right on.
And Pedro, I heard you made a little addition to here as well.
I don't see the
Yeah,
abacus.
I put my calculator's GPU. It's the Mobility Radeon HD 5650. It works fine out of the box. The only problem is that anti-aliasing. It impacts performance more so than in Windows.
I think the big concern here for a lot of people, and something I'm not seeing is, I mean, does this just not work with the Intel chipsets at all?
Well, I
No,
think
it's
it needs
right at
that
the top of the
STI
list.
texture rendering thing. So unless you're using the latest Intel drivers, then
Yeah, you need like Sandy Bridge or something newer than that. Because
Yeah.
anything below, you'll probably won't have any.
you know what?
look.
I'm actually curious. I want to test that out on my laptop with an Ivy Bridge GPU. But anyways, this should be on the Steam Wiki.
Yeah,
Right
definitely.
there. I mean, I originally said in the notes that just there should be a wiki for Steam, and J-Man summed it up and said this should be on the Steam wiki. I mean, that is a better idea. Take a drink.
Yep, I earned it. I earned it.
So, conflicting Pacific carrier, whatever. All right, bring it.
Oh yes, we do have this little story coming out, which is Air Conflict Pacific Carriers is waiting on publisher approval to release for Linux. And this comes from gamingonlinux.com. And they apparently posted on the Steam forum saying, sorry for entering this discussion so late. Yep. The game will be available on Linux Mac. However, it was not officially launched yet. Linux Mac versions should already be done. We are waiting for approval from publisher and subsequent launch. And so this comes, like I said, from Gaming on Linux. Liam Daw posted on it. But
1921
then,
is good year. Good year.
but then something happened on Twitter, didn't it, Vin?
Well, all right. Now, this looks like a fun game, first of all.
It
because
is. It does
I
look.
can't really get from the trailer. We'll have links in the show notes for it. Are you just managing the aircraft? Or
It's
do you get to
real-time
fly?
strategy from what I've gathered.
Yeah,
from what I've
basically
gathered.
RTS.
Yeah.
But you know what else is a fun game?
No,
The
hang on.
Pharonics guessing game.
Well, we're not even going to give them credit, but Liam, which I felt was funny because he also tweeted from his Gaming on Linux
Yeah.
account and tweeted from this as like, I don't know what these Linux Gaming on Linux people are all about, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's Phronix, I mean, it's news, I mean, they didn't plagiarize anything. First break. Yeah?
Yeah, but I was looking at his tweet, and I tried to find the original because whenever Pharonics posts an article, they send out a tweet. And I went looking for the tweet, and the tweet is gone. It's missing.
Ooh.
Now, which
So-
tweet is this, to clarify?
This is Air Conflict Specific Carriers.
Specific carriers or Pacific carriers?
Pacific.
Pacific?
Specific. It's a very specific carrier.
But yeah, that was me. And but hey, buddy, you got something going on for me?
Well,
You know,
to
actually,
close up,
in my day, things went oons, not wub, so.
but you know what? To round off this beating of a dead horse, how about some Beat Buddy?
Wub, 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 wub. What the hell is this on about? Apparently Beat Buddy is now available on Steam. Awaken from his slumber, Beat Buddy, hand-painted oh, never saw that before. On it, a quest, you say? Oh, in his own immortal. Oh, come on, I can write books about that. Beat Buddy interacts with living, breathing environment. It's a video game. So what the hell is this, P-Man? I'm hearing. I'm reading good things. I'm reading good things.
Yeah. According to the genre tags there, it's an action-adventure casual indie platformer that's, from what I can see, it's sort of a bastard
looks like your
between...
shit that sticks to a wall.
Yeah. It's something between Aquaria and Audio Surf.
Yeah.
Except
what
you
I
can't
can tell.
import your own music, which kind of makes me sad. Because I really want to pump some Slayer through some dynamically generated games and see what you get.
I'll tell you what you get. Lack of hippies.
Lack of hippies. Hippies do hate Slayer.
But you took a look at it, J-Man. You said you might pick it up on a bundle, maybe?
Yeah, like it doesn't really look like my kind of game. If it were part of a Humble bundle, I might check it out and spend 5 minutes with it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like something I'd go out of my way to buy.
It definitely looks like something you might just futz around with for a few minutes. I'm like, all right, I don't feel bad for spending a quid.
But it does get bonus points for that last trailer because it made me giggle. That's not saying much, I know.
Pedro, everything makes you giggle. Tripping over your own
everything.
shoelace makes you giggle.
That's true.
It's a painful giggle, mind you. It's a very painful, hurtful giggle, but it's still a giggle, technically. But wow, look at this price.
Yeah, the price is a bit too much.
Wow.
Let's not and say we did.
Beat Buddy, yeah. I think I'll go with the J-Man on this. We'll check you on the humble side of things.
Indeed, and that about rounds up us beating this dead horse, this pulpy, pussy, moldy thing that we cram under the deck every week.
I'm not keeping the remains this week.
Are you? Are you really?
Nope.
Are you using them to woo Nori?
Don't even worry about it. I got cellophane in bulk on the way.
Sweet. So, coming up next, done with Steam news, regular news.
Bring it.
And now that we've shoved that rotten excuse for a carcass back in the corner for another week, how about we get into some actual news? What say you?
Actual news?
Actual news.
That's sorcery. I think we should burn you at the stake, you fucking heretic.
God damn it, Jordan! Not again. You already tried it once.
Burn
Know
him!
what happened? You remember. But yeah. Speaking of new looks, because getting burned gives you a new look. This is the Linux Game Database.org, lgdb.org, and they
check
have
out
a new
that
look.
Headline. Demon Master Chris. I just gotta point that out.
Now that sounds like
That about sums up this article right now.
Pretty much.
For you audio listeners, this is a hentai visual novel that's right smack dab in the middle of the freaking gaming of the LGTB website. It's hilarious.
Yep.
Wait. J-Man, you mean as opposed to a non-hentai visual novel?
They exist.
There are a few of those, to be fair.
They're few and far between. It's like finding a sober Irishman. It's very, very difficult.
But I think what we're on about is it's got a new look. And P-Man, you think it looks a lot better. And on my end, I honestly have never, seen something actually get hit by the entire ugly tree.
Comparatively to what it used to look like, I think it looks a lot better and far more modern than it used to.
J-Man?
I'm just enthralled by that headline.
You're completely useless.
Yes, I am.
But they still have, the familiar new in the database, game news and version updates. You'll know that active topics, recent comments, and everyone who's new.
But if you scroll up for a second, the game on the right-hand side is what's up next.
Oh, really?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh.
So they made Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Okay. So this game we covered it a few weeks ago, and we never really did anything with it. But I bought it. I checked it out just because it only supports local multiplayer, and I got a PC attached to my TV with a couple controllers. So I roped the roommate into going in, and it's actually really fun. It's like Mega Man, except you get as you kill things, you get their parts, and you get to build fighters. And the boss battles are essentially Super Smash Bros. Fights, and you get their items. And afterwards, after all of that stuff, you can save your little configurations and then have them duke out with each other in couch multiplayer, which is actually pretty fun. I paid $15 for the ones with the extra versus maps, but you can pick this up for $10. And I'd say if you're into Mega Man or if you're into Smash Bros, it's worth it.
Nice.
It is a damn fun game. We were playing that for a while.
Yeah, I was really happy about it when it first came out. All right, it's out. I was like, brilliant. This would be awesome for like an LGC players.
Oh yeah.
Then we find out that there's no online multiplayer. And I was like,
Yeah.
how many people have like friends?
Apparently, there's a co-host on this show that does, and it's not me.
He has a roommate, and if you're watching on the live stream, you've seen him. Not much to look at, but he's a fantastic guy, him.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
So that's Megabyte Punch available on the server. What's it going to cost him? What's it going to cost?
$10 or $15 or $11.99 or $15.99 if you want the extra multiplayer maps. Yep. I sprung for that just because why the hell not?
Super sweet.
But yeah, check it out. It's a pretty fun game.
So, are you feeling apologetic now, Jordan? That you have friends and we don't?
Not really, because my social life is pretty much nil.
Because TV has taught me that Canadians like to say sorry a lot.
Well, fuck you, Pedro. Take a drink.
Apparently I was wrong. But okay, this is from thewildeternal.com. It's all one word. And they've released Sorry Mario Bros. And if you're wondering what that is, it's basically a reverse Mario in which the princess can actually jump. So she doesn't need the help of the Mario brothers.
She actually has that floating ability from Super Mario Bros. 2 or Doki Doki Panic if you're one of those crazy purist types.
Well, that's what that game was, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's Super Mario only in reverse. Instead of going left to right, you're going right to left, and you're playing with a princess. Now, I did have some...
Jigs.
Anyways.
Now, what I was saying. Fun game. Enjoyed it. You can pick this up at, as I said, thewildeternal.com. Link's going to be in the show notes. It's a Unity game, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Not built on the Love Engine, much like Mario.
Mario.
Fun concept. I'm kind of with J-Man. I mean, it's there. It's a thing. It exists. I don't understand why. My only issue is somebody actually growed it with a SNES in their hands. The physics, wrong. Wrong. I mean, it's a fun game that looks like Mario, even with the Princess float a lot. You know, I don't care how much gas she has.
Actually, the Princess Peach sprite really reminds me of like old school Mega Man with like the facial expressions.
It's got that weird, you know, it's like you're trying to make a NES game with SNES graphics because pixel art and
in Unity, of course.
Unity.
My biggest issue with this entire project is the physics bad, but it's a fun game that is sorry, Mario Brothers.
Speaking of sorry, I'm putting $10 down. Says Anita Sarkeesian's newfangled stardom played a certain role in making this game happen.
What are you talking about?
Let's open up that can of worms.
Wait. No.
Let's eliminate our dwindling female audience.
Quiet. Now, seriously, in the show notes, I read that. Fuck all clue what either you chitlins are talking about. Pedro.
So, Anita Sarkeesian is an extreme feminist, and she's made her mission in life to analyze games and point out the tropes and all the things that she thinks are wrong with female characters in video games.
Like Metroid?
Like Metroid the Other M.
Or Miss-
the first
or Miss
Metroid, she's
Pac-Man.
okay with that. But yeah, I actually told Nori about the concept for this particular game, the Sorry Mario Bros, and she said it sounds a bit too feminist. And this is coming from a girl.
Yes, because automatically all women are feminists. Wait a minute.
But you forget, Nori speaks on behalf of all women.
Of course, but that's quite a stunt. Speaking of stunts, Ben,
Oh, the rally cry, I hear it. You might know it
V-Drift
as
Ogre.
V-Drift-Ogre, but it's called Stunt Rally, and it has a wiki, and it also has a new version, version 2.1, 127 tracks, 11 new, 5 new vehicles, game, tons of it's like, all right, well, what's going on? What's this about? I don't care about. This is what it's about. Look at it. It's pretty.
pretty.
They have some new cars. More, this one, the little sand truck bit, and they also have the Batmobile.
Ooh.
So, it's a thing. It is open source, available for free. You can find this at code.google.com. Just type in Stunt Rally. Save yourself some time, and you will find it. My only issue with this game is the physics engine it's built on. Now, it originally started just as a drifting game, built on V-Drift, and you're thinking, well, that's brilliant, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
It was supposed to be.
But the physics engine behind it is V-Drift, and that is a simulation game which requires, well, I'm not going to say requires, but you'd be mental if you didn't have a steering wheel, because it wants to calculate all the left and right bits, not just immediate left, immediate right. Because most people who play this, with their controllers or, on your keyboard with a wire, well, there's no wireless gerbil, it's complete rubbish. I mean, it's almost borderline uncontrollable, but they have added not quite an arcade mode, which they need to add,
Yes.
in my opinion, but you can't overcome, the underpinnings of it being built on V-Drift, because it's still looking for, if I had a wheel and pedals, it'd be brilliant. I guarantee you it would. What were your experiences, P-Man?
I do like arcade racing games just as much as everyone else. Well, maybe more than a lot of people. And I do have a steering wheel and some pedals. But even with those V-Drift, it's not perfect. I've played, I think the best simulation so far was one that isn't available on Linux, unfortunately, so I won't mention it. But yeah, V-Drift Ogre, or Stunt Rally, as you may call it, it's not exactly my cup of tea.
J-Man, thoughts? Hints, allegations, or things better left unsaid?
I like turtles.
And there you have it, from the mouth of babes. And more importantly, that's a bit blissful, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was doing my bad South Park Chinese restaurant impression earlier, and I referred to this as Project Briss.
Press.
For those of you who don't know, that's a Jewish ceremony where little babies get circumcised at 8 weeks old. So this is Project Briss, and they're doing it right. They have a Linux demo for their Kickstarter. It is a Unity game, so
Do you see this awesome trailer for the game?
yeah, look at it.
Yeah.
If you're an audio listener, you can't see it. It's very much a what do you call it? A Dear Esther style exploration game. There's no real point to it. You just kind of wander around and
No, I just want to
read
ask your
cryptic
opinion.
messages.
Did you like
What?
the trailer for the game?
I didn't watch the trailer for the game. I just played the game, which
Good, because there's no trailer for the game. This is something I made in like 10 minutes because they didn't have one.
oh
They had no
Anyways.
gameplay.
yes. So gameplay is a bit dull. You kind of walk down halls, and I imagine if you're into this style of game,
Well,
it'll
no,
do something
not
for you.
when you get into it. I mean, you got to admit, the first
No?
5 minutes is Lord of the Rings simulator. But
I didn't make it through the first
Okay.
5 minutes. to be
after you get
perfectly
past that,
honest.
you get into this. Everything's all hyper seizury, and
Ooh, it's colorful.
then there's puzzles and all that fun
Oh.
stuff. Right.
Oh, so I guess I was wrong.
So definitely give these guys a scream. They are working on it. Let's see if we can find that
one note
Kickstarter.
though, both Pedro and I confirmed this. It
Yeah.
screws up with AMD drivers. You need to play this on an NVIDIA or Intel box.
To be fair, it works on the Mesa drivers, just not on
Oh,
FPL
so not
RX.
proprietary.
Yeah.
So
They
no
cocked it up.
proprietary ATI for you. Come back when.
But you can check these guys out. You can find the link at linuxgamecast.com. There will be a link in the show notes to the Kickstarter if you're looking for
Which
it right
we can mention because they have a Linux
They have
demo.
it.
Doing it right. You know, provide
right.
Linux demo.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Nods as good as a wink to a blind bat.
Ooh.
But no, they have 60 backers, 2,000 quid, with a goal of 150, which is, I gotta say, a bit ambitious, right?
Just a little
steep.
bit.
Maybe a third of that they could get away with, but certainly
Yeah.
not 150,000 bucks.
It's a bit much, just saying.
Anyways,
That's
that
a
about
thing. Give it a back if you like it. You know, they got the pledge goals and all. Oh, look, they finally got some gameplay preview.
Oh,
Good on you
well,
guys.
Lo and behold.
Kind of beat you to it by a
Anyways,
few
like-
days.
Anyways, this will wrap up the news segment. Coming up next, we drive some chairs and we visit Nordic Cove to go play some golf.
Wait.
Stay tuned.
What if there's zombies? I don't want to play
Well-
golf if there's zombies.
Then I guess we're just going to have to deal with those zombies as we play through our 18 holes now, won't we?
Well, we deal with this every week, so same deal.
Cheers.
Same deal. And now it's time to drive some lawn chairs at Curse of the Nordic Cove. This is by On the Level, and it's a Unity game. You can pick it up for $9.99 or $4.99 on sale from Desura. And their website is healthdainscurse.com. And this is a fun little game because it's a hybrid golf zombie simulator. Now, the deal is you're playing some irate, foul-mouthed golfer who decided to walk into a golf course in the middle of the zombie apocalypse evil curse thing. And you decide that over the course of, you still want to play your golf game. So you got to take out zombies as you are golfing. And it's an interesting little concept.
So it's kind of like taking out Valley Girls at the putt-putt course?
Indeed. But
You're
we got to
that
bring up
kinda guy.
chair explanation because that is a super critical part of our review system.
Well,
We
then.
review everything on a metric of 4 chairs. 4. We got one chair is equal to nope, do not want, gross, get it away. 2 chairs is mediocre, not necessarily great, but not necessarily bad. 3 chairs rather. 3 chairs is check it out, it's good. And 4 chairs is oh my god, I can't stop coming. Shut up and take my money. And of course we got the categories. Oh Doom, of course. We got 4 categories because we like to do things in 4. We got makes with the working. Does it work? Does it work well? How hard was it getting it up and running? We got shiny and sounds, which is pretty self-explanatory. Controls, which is also self-explanatory. And the fun section, our only subjective category, where we say whether we liked it or not. So then, how was fighting off zombie hordes while trying to take a ooh, yeah.
Look at
How
that
was-
sexy beast.
Look at him. Look at her. God damn, I just got a major erection.
Oh,
Oh, him
they're
too.
trying to steal my sexy beast. And
There's not enough blood in my body to fuel this erection. Dear God. For you audio listeners out there, pay no attention to this. We're going to get to the review very quickly.
Yes.
so the first metric we have to come up against, does it make with the working? Now, if you're at home and you're in the forums, chat realm static, not watching us live, which you should be watching us live. You know about-
LinuxGamecast.com/live.
Mm-hmm. Also in the discussion area in chat realm, you know about a drinking game, so get ready. Because makes with the working almost out of the box on our Steam test system, which is an Ubuntu 12.04 32-bit LTS system running
Take a
NVIDIA
drink.
graphics. Minor exceptions. No windowing support. Now, if you know you have a ton of Unity games installed, or if you don't know, go to your home directory, go to config directory.config, show hidden directories, then go to Unity 3D, and then publisher's title, and there'll be a little player config type thing that you can futz about with most of the times. This is an exception. It basically made disparaging remarks about Jordan, which
Everyone does. It's pretty much par for the course.
I won't stand for. I will. If they say anything about you,
Yeah, he'll give the "don't go there, girlfriend" look.
in the formation. That basically brings us down to couldn't give it 4 chairs, man. Couldn't. Had to give it a 3. But sweetness.
You know what? I bought this game a while ago, and I don't remember if this took any effort to get running. I installed it on my Steam box, and it worked pretty much out of the box there, so I'm going to give it 4 chairs, because why the hell not? It worked.
4 chairs.
4 chairs! I didn't futz around with any of the video options, because I didn't really feel the need to.
Is that 4 chairs in Portugal? Chime in.
Yeah,
Portugal!
I did have to fiddle with my video options because the game tried to full screen itself into both my monitors, and it failed miserably. And then when I did open the video options, it crashed. So then I was kind of stuck. So now what do? I tried changing the prefs file, but like Ven said, doesn't work. So I just left it lying there for a little bit, then came back, and it all worked. I managed to go into the video options and set the resolution properly. There's no windowed mode, so it gets, for me, it gets 2 chairs. Considering
chairs.
Oh,
the
that's
hassle I
not
had.
really nice. But if we tally this all up, we get 3 chairs for mix with the working. So, more or less, if it'll run on most of your systems.
Yeah.
Because again, we got ATI boxes, we got Intel boxes, and we got NVIDIA boxes. So we cover all our bases. Shiny and sounds, though. Then, do you think this looked and sounded very, very nice?
Well, let's take a look at the game in question. Now, shiny and sounds, let's gotta be honest with this.
Anyways.
The game runs like Horus on my 560 Ti's in 1080 on high, and my biggest question about that is how. Because I think J-Man will explain the graphical quality, but we'll continue on with this bit. Several minor graphical glitches. When I say glitches, I mean colors are not quite right with some things. The voice work is subpar, as you would expect with most indie games, period. And but 3 times. For a small indie company, this is terribly impressive work. So for shiny and sounds, man, I really got to throw 3 chairs at it, man.
Ooh.
You know what? I was impressed that it actually had voice acting. That is fairly rare when it comes to indie games, especially first-person shooter video games or golf simulator video games, for that matter. The PS2 style graphics. I mean, it's an indie development company. They can't really get the best artists, so I'll give them a pass on that. I will say that I was getting quite a bit of the herky jerks on my ATI box with compositing disabled and VSync disabled and blah blah blah. So there's a bit of that. Not quite 4 chairs, but still, for an indie development, it's a really good effort. I'd give it 3 chairs.
Okay. 3 chairs from
P-Man.
Jordan, and they pretty much already, both Ben and Jordan already covered most of the points I was going to make, so I'll just say this. Sweet mother of the uncanny valley, Batman. What?
You call that Uncanny Valley? There is something wrong with your face.
That's it right there, Ben. Okay, that's about the only thing that really threw me off of the experience with this game was that you looked at the characters' faces and okay, but yeah, they are a small team, so I won't judge them too hard on that. And for me, they get 3 chairs on the shiny and sounds.
So, to tally that up with some really hard braining, 3 chairs.
3 chairs.
4 shiniest sounds. Now this is where it starts to fall apart. Then, how did it control?
Well, we do have our control section, don't we, J-Man?
We do. That's what I was sort of
Indeed.
transitioning to.
See how smooth that went? Until you said
Oh,
something?
yeah.
Yeah. Then it fell apart.
Yeah,
Ah,
it did. Just like the controls of this game, eh? Eh?
brilliant! Well, at the end of the day, take a drink. Nothing new here. These are the same type of controls that I expect from any zombie golfing simulator. I mean, just run of the mill. That's normally what you get with your standard zombie golf simulator. Wasn't terribly impressed. The wireless gerbil input, I think P-Man actually is going to expand on this, but must have been set ridiculously high because I didn't have to adjust it. And I was like, that's just the twitch I'm looking for. So, for me, on the controls, got to give it the double deuce. Bring it.
The double deuce. Well, me, I gotta agree with you. The sensitivity was just balls to the walls nuts. Couldn't aim at anything because slightest little twitch will send me halfway around. It's kind of crazy. You get used to it after a while, but it's still fairly undesirable, even if you knock down the sensitivity. But for the most part, the controls work. It's standard golf game controls, standard first. Like Ven said, it is literally what you expect from a golf zombie simulation. It's basically the only way it can pretty much control. That being said, not that big a fan of it. The controls could definitely use a bit of tightening up. So I'll give it 2 chairs as well. The double deuce. P-Man.
In stereo.
Yeah. Running for the triple double deuce. Yeah, like Ven and Jordan
Blasphemy.
said, the mouse sensitivity was way too damn high.
Kind of like the
Really. Even with the slider all the way down, and I mean all the way down, it won't go down anymore. It still, if you even so much as twitch or you readjust your hand on your mouse, it flips you around 180 degrees. It's batshit. Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, well, there is no other than that because this is an FPS game and you do require some precision at some specific points in this game. So
This
2
is not an
chairs for me.
FPS, Pedro. It's a zombie golf simulation.
Yeah, but it's also an FPS.
I can't hear you over the
type
chairs, Jordan.
Chairs. 2 whole
They're too
chairs out of
loud.
the controls. Now for our final subjective category. And keep in mind, we are 3 different dudes on 3 different rigs with 3 different operating
2 dudes,
systems.
1 lesbian.
2 dudes, 1 lesbian. But yes, that's true. I'm sorry. I was using dude in the generic context, the unisex context.
No problem, bro.
But then, did you have fun?
Fun is incredibly subjective. And actually, if fun equals ridiculous, this is absolutely the bee's knees. The golf physics are absolute shite, but hey, at the end of the day, look, zombies. So, fault it for what it is and like it for what it is. 3 shares.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a golf game, which I'm not really that big a fan of normally. And it's a shooter with really balls to the walls, high mouse sensitivity. For what it is, I mean, it's not that great, but the dialogue is pretty hilarious just because of how ridiculous it is.
Did you like that? I thought, I mean, no.
I was just chuckling like, this is so stupid.
Granted, it would take a small army to censor one of our podcasts, but I was like,
They're
swearing for
really
no
like
reason.
dropping the F-bombs.
Yeah,
Yep.
this game just reminds me of something that might have went. It was like, oh, here's some oatmeal. It's like, no, this is some damn oatmeal. See, edgy.
Yeah. No, yeah, I have to agree. They're doing the Seth MacFarlane route where it's like, oh, swearing automatically equals adult. Fuck.
But it did have a
Anyways.
mature rating. I think this is one of the first games I've ever played on Linux that had that.
Yeah. So,
Give it a cheers.
yeah, I'll give it the cheers. I'll give it the double deuce again.
We're just pooping in stereo all the
In
evening.
stereo.
Linux Gamecast.
He-Man, wrap this sucker up.
I really can't. Mostly because I wouldn't have minded, the extreme golfiness of the game.
It's pretty
I
golfy.
really wouldn't have if the controls and the physics were a bit more polished. They could have done a bit better. But as it stands, the curse
has a
of the
lawnmower
Uncanny Valley
flamethrower, Pedro.
falls just short of par. So, 2 chairs.
2 chairs, you say?
Yeah.
So, time to tally that up again. That'll bring this to 2 chairs. And our final chair score.
The
For
verdict.
all you kids playing at home. We got 4 plus, or rather, we got 3 plus 3 plus
Maths.
2 plus 2. And that is equal to 2 chairs.
Now, what does those
So
2
this-
chairs mean, man?
2 chairs is not sure if want. That means that it may not be for you. It may not have been for us. But if you're into this kind of game, you might like it. So give it, if it tickles your fancy, check it out.
It's a
on
thing.
sale
So
for like
let's wrap up this
$5.
review section with our final thoughts. For me, it's something I actually want to touch on with the P-Man. Most definitely this reminds me. This is something is with a bit more Polish.
Yeah.
It could have been beyond brilliant. As it
could have
stands,
been a really awesome game.
it's a very amateur project, but it's a very good amateur project, and the ridiculousness of it. It didn't save it, clearly, but it
Yeah.
didn't, this is something I'd say,
it
pick it
helped
up
it a
on
little
sale. Pick it up on sale.
Yeah, pick it up on sale, definitely, but it needs a bit more polish, especially in the controls. Okay, the physics, I get it. You guys are a small team. You probably don't have the money, to actually do the research you need, but the controls, man, tighten those up.
So, to wrap this up,
What are your final
Curse of
thoughts?
the Nordic Cove. Really, you basically said all I have to say about this, really. It could use a bit more polish. Curse of the Nordic Cove.
No.
Check it out just to say that you did.
You didn't pick
Yeah.
up what I said. Brilliant. We'll leave that for an Easter egg.
Yep. Yes. So, anyways,
I hear that people like to scream back.
yes, coming up next
do?
is your hate mail. Your hate mail.
God. And after we spent about an hour talking in your direction, how about we read some of the stuff you crammed in our direction?
That sounds like
the
an
past
incredibly
week?
bad. No.
No.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm gonna nix that right now, right off the bat.
Damn it.
Well, we got a segment
Okay.
to fill up, so Pedro, keep talking.
God damn it, you people, make up your own damn minds.
No.
Okay, so first up, Ven, you want to take this one? Poltergeist, the pixelated horror?
Poltergeist, pixelated horror indie go-go. Now, you might think of this as an advertisement, but it's not because, P-Man, aren't they doing something right?
Yes, they are definitely doing something right because they have their Indiegogo campaign and they have a working Linux demo. And
Well,
not just
that they
that,
sent to
they
us,
made
but-
it
Well,
customly
right.
Linux Gamecast.
Here's the whole dice of it. They write, Italio how do we do this? I don't
Capasso
speak
B.
moon.
Italo Capasso B and Diana Esperanza Pacheco.
Oh, right. And they write, hello, Linux Gamecast, seizure, comma.
Well, we are known for our seizures.
Yes.
Do you smell
We want
burnt
to
toast?
write
'Cause I
you
smell
about
burnt
our
toast.
last game called Poltergeist Pixelated Horror. This game was first prize winner in Square Enix Latin-
Squeenix.
Fuck off. America Game Contest 2012. And Poltergeist goes through all this. The game, in its improved, overhauled version, will have more than 60 levels, new powers, more enemies, etc. Platforms will be PC, Mac, and Linux. Now, this, Pedro, I think, is about to explain where they impressed us.
I am? Okay.
Well,
Well, they
I
actually
mean-
sent us a custom version. They actually sent us a custom version of their game, especially dedicated to Linux Gamecast. The watermark on the lower left corner, it says for Linux Gamecast, and those guys, they made me feel all warm and fuzzy. So good on
Yeah,
them.
that was a bit surreal when I saw that. I'm like, huh. Oh well, sure. No, and I was posting. There was a note in the show notes about there's no Linux build, so I say war Linux build. Lo and behold, I come back 5 minutes later and Ben's posted this link. And essentially, the game basically plays like Angry Birds, except you're hunting people.
Yep, pretty much.
So there's that. It's a. You said it's like a $5 game.
Well, I had a couple things. First of all, this is a team from Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Huge fan of your pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah.
Top notch. And Shaban says, you're basically trying to scare the piss out of people, or as I call it, a Tuesday. But take a shot at the end of the day. You're aiming for, a 10 quid game, and you need 25,000, which is, 14 million pesos, roughly?
I'd say
in
in the
euros,
range of
that's
that,
like
yeah.
20,000 euros.
Right. But they are in Colombia. But my only thing about this entire thing, it looks fun. Check it out. They don't plan on mobile platforms just yet. You do your bit. You spook
But it
the
does.
bejesus
It
out of
does
things.
fit the mobile platform, if you
Oh,
will.
I was like, mobile, this would be brilliant. My only complaint is, let's be honest, guys. If you're watching this,
Pixels.
This is
Pixels.
this is a $5 game.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get for it at the end of the day. And I hate to tell you this, we've played more games, talked to more people running Kickstarters, and worked with them through the development cycle than you've developed games.
Yep.
Period. That's no ego. That's just facts of life, because we've been doing this longer. At 10 quid for a buy-in, I don't see alpha support. Now, Pedro, if I'm paying 10 quid for a 5 quid game, shouldn't I get maybe a little bit of early access?
Maybe a little. And they do have a Linux demo out already.
Well, it's not publicly available.
Yeah, it's not publicly available. And from what I read in their Indiegogo page, they don't mention anything about early access, unless I missed it.
Now, this is something I want to talk to J-Man about.
Oh yeah, you want to talk to me? That's a shock.
Indiegogo. Oh, right. Yeah, with your mouth not full, it's difficult. Don't you think, be it Kickstarter or Indiegogo, that you should have some type of downloadable demo?
Absolutely not. It's completely asinine. What the hell are you talking about?
That's crazy.
Moon speak.
You should not even show concept art.
No, just
give
say,
us
we
money.
have a game. You should give us money and maybe you'll see it in a couple years.
Well, they do show gameplay, so I'll give them that.
Facetious.
Yeah, and you know what? They did send us a Linux build.
Yeah.
No, I just want to see how quick you can pull up definition of facetious.
Facetious.
With humorous intent.
Aha.
But that's the thing.
Sarcasm.
Look at Poltergeist, pixelated horror. Give them a note, look them up. Yeah.
They did it right, at least. So
They did it right, and the main reason, we didn't mention them in the main show with the news is because there's no publicly available demo.
Yeah.
Oh, are we cool that that's fair? Shotgun?
that's fair.
Yeah. So, wow.
Our favorite sore loser just went off the Duchesne, really. The
Duchesne's got his own section in Chat Realm Static called Way Off Topic.
He does.
Way
And so this, a little bit of background. We started this thing where after every episode, gets released, we'll post a little thing in the forums to get some feedback. Apparently, this was not clear. So when we said, tell us what you really think, Mr. Tom Duchesne gave us this, and he says, holy fucking deep fried balls of Christ, I don't know where to begin. Now, I'm going to read you this entire thing, because this is just comedy gold.
Wait. Is this a recipe? Should I get like cooking ingredients? Or?
You might as well. So Mr. Duchesne says, there he is.
He's in Chat Realm right now.
He's in Chat Realm right now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. I fucking hate Linux developers who we are all artards who only want 10 years old 2D side-scrolling indie games, and the ones who are too fucking lazy to spend a little extra time involved to port their precious fucking code to another OS. For Elgato, gateways, that fucking pony BS. The majority of the gaming community treats Linux like gimps, throwing us the proverbial bone occasionally and acting like they are doing us a favor. Half the shit that comes out of those last humble bundles make me puke a slimy green acid that ate through my Domino's box. Oh, well, I'm at it. I hate Fedora. The average user of Fedora calls Arch or Gentoo or Slackware users hipsters while turning up their noses the most hipster-type way. Hypocrites. So let me get this straight. Red Hat wants me to put in beta software on my rig so I can test their shit for them, make them money. And what do I get? Another release with more busted shit that they get around to releasing to. I mean, they broke their installer. Even Shuttleworth's Play School distro has a functioning installer. and the only recently anything resembling an upgrade path. I typed fed up in the bash prompt, and so are we are sped back out at me. I hear a lot about it takes time to install Arch. I had Arch up and running with LXDE in an hour on my machine. I've heard of another podcast of fed up upgrade taking another upwards of 4 hours. Having the disk on hand is good when you need to reinstall. Quick, how often does your OS break where you need to reformat? At least Arch has all the huevos up front to say, bad shit might go down. Keep up for GTFO. I'm out. Well,
did he drop the mic?
Douche-splosion. Well, if I drop the mic's on a stand, I can't really drop it. Also, it's really expensive, and I don't think T Brown will pay for another one.
Yeah, we were having one of our writers' meetings, and Jordan stumbled across this gem, and he was like, "Yep, yoink,
yoink." This is going right in the feedback section. This is hilarious. He just completely off topic. Randomly just starts spewing balls about whatever the hell he wants to. This is classic Tom Duchesne, and we had to share this with you people.
And we respect it because this is chat realm. That's what you're supposed to do. About the only thing. Go ahead.
Go. No, you go on. I was done.
Well, I mean, it's about the only thing you can do in chat realm. You notice that we're all in there. You know, I'm Vin. He's the Burning Fool, right?
Frojo, actually.
Frojo, and Unaccounted For.
Yep.
No titles. We don't do the admin crap like that. The only thing you'll get banned for is possibly apologizing for anything.
Yeah, and if you ask for it, we're nice guys.
Yeah, we'll toss you a little ban, like Mr. Tom Duchesne, who also asked for a ban at one point, and then got really, really pissy when we did. So, that was fun. Up next, cat puke.
Cat puke.
Cat puke.
I hear good things about unicorns.
Nick Udall.
Hairball.
Udall.
I'm sorry, reflex reaction. Hi, my name is Nick Udall, and I'm the developer for a game called Hairball. Hairball is a game about stomach acid and cat vomit, and it's the story of Tim. To understand Tim, you have to understand his three-legged brother, which I'm just making up because I really enjoyed the movie. How high? Because Dave Chappelle rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they give us some gameplay trailer, which I'm just going to throw this on right now. And it's a physics platformer, Unity game, and eventually it gets off the screen. There we go. What you do is you cock about and you collect...
like Night Sky with cat puke.
Yeah.
Your goal is to collect more hairballs. The more hairballs you collect, then hopefully the cat will throw you up. But apparently, the cat also
YouTube is not being very compliant.
pukes ice crystals, which I found very disjointing, because most times when I miniaturize myself, I don't see those ice. Crazy business, that. But luckily, Tim has a plan. Fuck all what it is, but Hairball was created for the 3-day jam. Wow, man, grammar. Come on, son.
Arbitrary game jam. I like the title of that.
Hairball
Things
was
need to be
created
more
for the
arbitrary.
3-day jam, the arbitrary game jam, comma. And it's available for free at Udell? UDELL.
Udell.com. Dude, you're getting a Udell.
Show notes at Linux Gamecast when this is posted. Format for Linux, that thing and that BSD ripoff.
Oh, that thing.
So,
Yeah. Darwin.
Considering we have an official rainbow shitting unicorn simulator on Linux, I'll take anything at this point.
Hey man, it's
I don't
cat
mind.
puke. And it's free. Why not? Check it out. It's Unity. It'll run.
And it's free.
You can actually watch some footage on this on Linux Gamecast.
Yep.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
the silence is deafening.
It is.
Yes.
Cue the music.
Ah, the music's even more deafening.
Ah!
But anyways, check us out at linuxgamecast.com/podcast. All sorts of wacky crap on that page. You could check that out. Check out our forums, chat realm, linuxgamecast.com/discussion-2, I believe.
Yep.
Or you can just follow the link on the page. Got some crazy crap there. Chat realm the other 6 days of the week. We got some Facebook pages. We got some YouTube pages. You can check those out. And finally, don't forget to check out reddit.com/r/Linux_gaming, because that's where all sorts of crazy important stuff happens that goes on this show. And finally, I am Jordan Svung. You can find me at The Burning Fool or plus Jordan Svung on Twitter and Google Plus, respectively. This guy,
Me. I'm
You.
Pedro Mateusz, and you can find me at Unaccounted For on Twitter or plus Pedro Mateusz on Google Plus. But coming up next.
drink,
Oh, that
Right.
time.
drink.
A fuck mothering Vin Stone. You can find me on Twitter at Vin Stone. If you're on the G Pluses, I'm also available at Vin Stone. Now, J-Man, does that wrap us up? What should we do?
I think we should wave at something. I'm going to say the wall right next to me.
Sounds fair.
Bring it.
I'm waving at Jordan's wall.